everyone, and welcome to Elegant Picnics by A. My name is A, and thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to be learning how to start a luxury picnic business. So today I'll be giving you some points from my trusty book. And hopefully this helps you out if you're considering starting a luxury picnic business. And so let's just start. So, number one. So what I did at that time when I wanted to start my business, a business in general, I was, praying about it. I was like, Lord, I need some extra money, and it's pretty much COVID time. I really can't do anything too much. I'm scared to be around people. And so there was a day, and I was like, Lord, I just need an answer. And so there was a day I was laying in the bed, and I was on TikTok. The world was on TikTok at that time. And so I stumbled upon a luxury picnic business. I think it was Picnic and Chill. I think I followed them after that, and I was like, this sounds nice, this looks nice, this is something I would like to be a part of and that I would love to experience. And so, excuse me, and so I asked God, do you think this is something I should do? Do you feel like I should do this? And so after a while, I got some confirmation to, that. And so I went ahead, and that was my first start of, starting this business. And so the next point was, the next step was, just learn about it. Like, before you go into anything, I think you should try and grasp as much information as you can. Whereas, watching videos like these, or like just going to somebody's blog and seeing what they're talking about it, how is it done, the pricing, how much work needs to be put into this business. Because with any business, you're gonna have to work hard at it and try and do something, that possibly is not happening all the time. I am located in Nassau, Bahamas, and when I thought about this, at that time I had not realized that there was anybody doing this. Apparently there was another company, I think one or two other companies, but at that time I didn't hear about them. And so I was like, well, okay, let's do this. This is something that I could bring to the Bahamas, that I could just, a new thing. I mean, it wasn't a new thing, but it wasn't something that was so common, and so that's where I felt like that was an opening, and there was, a market, in which there is. And so after a while, I enjoy TikTok so much due to the fact that it's very quick information. And so I went on TikTok, I followed them, I started going on my Instagram, and I followed multiple luxury picnic brands that I'm finding, and a lot of them are located in like Los Angeles, Chicago, I think, not too many in Chicago. I think I saw one in Chicago, and just a lot of, out there places, to me, still the Bahamas was like, I haven't seen them, so yes. And so learn about it. Basically just fill as much information, just have it constantly, just beat it out of your brains, just see it all over the place, and just try and absorb as much as you can about this business as a whole, okay? And so number 3, the name. So the way I got to Elegant Picnics by A was that I had written down a list of names. I knew what I wanted. I wanted elegance to come from my business. I wanted to be chic. I wanted to give that feeling of I, went back in some time at some point, to the Bridgerton era or in some way. And so that was my thing. And so that's what I wanted my name to exude. And so when I had multiple names written down, and I was like, Lord, I just give you this, and you just pick the name for me. Somehow that ended up happening, and I'm so glad. God has helped you out. Okay, don't forget Him. And so, moving along, the name. And also you have to take in consideration, you know, other businesses that possibly has the name once you're trying to figure out how to start, how to get, you know, solidly in, you know, in the market. And you have to go through, I've seen other people use other names that may not seem like it, but I guess it's also words that they would like to exude, and you see that throughout their products. And so that's how I ended up with Elegant Picnics by A. I wanted the A because I just feel like, I think it's cute, I think it's just a nice synonym to go by. And so yes, so moving on. So number 4, so basically you have to find out what you need. I think like I could possibly go with number 2 when I was talking about learn about everything. And so once you learn, like when you're trying to get things you need, you need to know pricing. You know, how much is it going to take for me to be able to buy X, Y, and Z? I need a table, I need pillows. How much money is going to be allotted for, you know, these things? Where do I feel like I can pick these things up? You go and start looking for items, looking for things that you know, maybe in the long run you would like to buy, or go online, fill up your cart. I've gotten a lot of my items from Shein. If you haven't seen it, I'll link the video down below of my previous video of my Shein haul for my business. And yeah, just fill up your cart. You find things, you know, that you would like to start a theme for. I have sunflower theme, I have a coastal theme, boho chic. You know, you look for particular items that would be, okay, this will go nicely with this will complement the colors, and this will be able to be affordable in my business. So you keep those things on the side whilst you're still doing this next step. The next step is socials and creating your brand. The name also was the first step of creating your brand, which is always good. And so creating a brand, I use to be able to give all of my like pictures for, you know, hey, we're about to start a new company, there's a new thing coming out, this and the third. I use Canva. I enjoy Canva so much because there's a lot of free things to use. It has a big wide variety, and I feel like I use it all the time now because there are things you can pay for and then there's some free things. At this current time, I'm still in the free area. Eventually, maybe I'll go on to the pro where there's a more, you know, better variety of things out to be able to be used, whether it's like frames or like pictures that you would just casually have, or a small video or music. And so when creating your brand, you have to think about also, as I said before, what do you want to exude? What do you want people to think about when you see the name? When you see the name and then you look at their Instagram or Facebook, what do you want to see when you look at it? Like, become the customer before you actually have the customer. What would you like to see from a picnic business? What would you like? Then that also becomes, what level would you like to take your picnics? Now you have picnics that are, some of them are bare, and in my instance I call them bare per se, as you know, it might just be a table, not too many placemats, not too many candles, not too much of anything really, just placemat, plate, one cup or one glass, you know, and a centerpiece, and that's it, and not too much fuss. Whereas in my instance, I like to have a bit of extra flair, to the point where I enjoy having big rugs, and I enjoy having the tables filled with candles all over it, or big elaborate centerpieces that customers truly enjoy. You know, there's times where I've noticed other picnic businesses have one glass. I prefer the two, and so you decide. You know, some can be, you know, different price ranges That includes when you just building the brand, you have to understand your audience. Who would you like to attract when you're having this business? Now, there are times where, as I said, you have bear picnics and people are quite fine with that. And that's okay. That's just them. That's what they would prefer. But I'm hoping for clients who would like a bit of extra, because that's who I am. I enjoy having things that are a bit not ordinary or just a bit classy and just a bit higher in that instance. And that's what I look for. And I look for people who can possibly, and truthfully, I'm being transparent, you look for people who seem to be able to take part in these things. Like, you see them go to certain events, you see them partake in certain things. So you target those customers, and that's strictly marketing. Okay? So you target those customers, and then you also, as you target your customers, you are building your brand. Certain things that you put out there and you place will attract certain people. Now, my business, so far, I've attracted a lot of vacationers, people coming from the different countries, coming in, having bachelorette parties, birthdays, you know, things like those. Like, they'll have Airbnb and they'll come over and they want to have a good time. And so at times my price also reflects that. So sometimes I will have locals, which is always good. It's always good to have locals. And then sometimes I just see that the things that I put out are attracting from other countries, which is also good. So either way, you also decide, you know, how would I like to serve? So once you get that sorted, then that'll be able to help you build your brand. Then you get other things like your cards, your business cards, your Facebook, TikTok, everything that you need to get yourself out there, you do. Okay? And so the next step, I feel like I've touched on a couple topics through that just now, but it's fine. It's okay, I think. Okay, so now it's time to start getting customers. Okay, so once you get it, you know, you put yourself out there, you're asking for customers, you know, you publicize it, you've taken a couple of photos that you have had to mock picnic, what I call a mock picnic. And I've done this a couple of times with my family members, my mother, my sister. You know, you could have a friend, you could have even a photographer if you feel like, but necessarily my phone is pretty good for the pictures. And so you go ahead, you set up a picnic, you make content, basically just content building consistently, and then you just take picture, you give it out, and people will come to you. People will just attract to it. And so now that you have them, they've sent messages through your email, your TikTok, your Instagram, however they sent you, you know. And I think what is a good idea is to create a website. I think it's a good way to ensure that you can try to keep all of your customers in one area, because I think sometimes as time goes on, getting into Instagram, just, you know, or you have it sporadically everywhere, it can get a bit disjointed and you can get confused if you're not jotting down what you need to jot down. But yeah, but still get the site, you have all your information there, and they can send you a message and it'll send to wherever you want it to be, and you get that situated. But now that you have them in your chat or your email or whatever, you have to have questions. Now, questions like how many people are in your party? You know, what theme would you like? What days are you expecting this to be? Where is this located? Is it going to be at the beach? Is it going to be in somebody's yard? You know, things that would really affect how you deliver. And so what I've noticed is that I've had a difficult time with beach picnics due to the fact that I needed a trolley, because going through sand and trying to lift things is difficult, okay? I will not lie to you. But anyway, moving along. So you make sure ask, do you want food provided? Will you need food pickup? Will you need, these all come at different price points, mind you. But you're trying to ensure that you allow them to get everything they need. And so you want to make sure it's specific to the point to ensure that you deliver what they would like, So food, time, dates, all of these things matter. So I suggest you make a small, like a list or a small questionnaire. There are some sites that make questionnaire. I think I've used one before. I'm not too sure on the name, but I stopped using it because of other reasons. But it had nothing to do. I think it was a good questionnaire any which way. But you can make a questionnaire, send it out, let them fill it, and then take it back. And then you can do a check or call to ensure that you have everything together. And then that would be, that would be a nice way to do it. And you also want to be professional with them. And sometimes it just does not work. Sometimes the customer would like to, type out, they want to say all these things and they want you to answer back to them, which is also another way to do it. And it's okay. Some people communicate in different ways, and that's fine. So you just have to ensure that you have a checklist to make sure that you do not leave out questions, especially that things that can go very awry very quickly. Okay, so yeah. So the next topic, alright, okay. So pricing. As I said when I was talking about creating a brand, you need to pricing. You price for add-ons, you price for packages. You have to make packages. Some people are better off with the packages because just so they'll understand, okay, this is what comes in this price point, this is what comes here, So I can talk about pricing right now. My base package is $200, and so to me that's good price because I feel like the level of work that I will give is is worth that. And so I have up to, it's from 200. The largest one I think is about 450. And then what you have are add-ons. Add-ons include things like extra floral arch or balloon arch. One of the packages comes with a balloon arch, but if you want it in, let's say you want a balloon arch in the $200 package, that's a possibility. That's a different price, but it will just be added on. Or you want another person, you want to add 3 more people. A person is a price. So you add on the price of 3 people to that same bill. Okay? And so you have different add-ons. There are other extra things that you think are cute, but you know that these things can't just come, you just can't give them solely as is, because you spend money buying these things, you put in work, even creating some objects, and so those things are important. And even if you could decide I don't suggest it as you should in the beginning, but pairing up with a company I think is a good idea. I'm not too sure about doing that too early on. I think once you get solidified and get a certain base of customers, a certain amount of customers, you can say, okay, maybe I could go ahead and I can partner with a balloon company. And if not, I can learn how to, do balloons and have my own balloon company within my picnic company. So take your time, sort out everything, okay? I think that's pretty much majority of it. I think so, but I guess right now this will just be me adding on to extra things that I think you need to remember. And so organizing yourself is important, okay? Writing lists is important. Calendars, keeping aware of dates and times is extremely important. Having data on your phone, those things, that's important. Those things are important. If you need to have data on your phone, if you can't reach the customer through Wi-Fi, let's just say, or you don't have minutes to be able to call customers, you need to have it. Those things are important. So when you start dealing customer to customer, you know, excuse me, there'll be things you notice that, okay, I need, you know. And so even when it comes to customer relations, and even if you need to actually ensure that, just to make sure that everything goes well, even if you take a video of a mock picnic, you record how it's being placed. And so when you come back to that time, you're gonna know how it happens, where everything lays out, especially if you need to send somebody else out to set up such a picnic, you know? So what I do when I get a picnic, a request for picnic, I ensure that it's usually 2 weeks before, so I can ensure that I have everything. You ensure that you get a deposit. Okay, I usually do a deposit, practically almost half of the whole total. And so before the picnic date, I have to have the balance before we even start a picnic, just so people understand that, you know, you can't have half a picnic and then try. You know, people a little strange when they're ready, but yeah. And so then I guess also you have to have a bit of insurance, because there was one point in time that I did have a couple and they took some stuff. I never got it back, but it's fine. I mean, well, it's not fine really, because it was a part of a set, and I had to replace it, so, because I couldn't find them anymore. But things happen, so it's definitely things to keep aware of. You know, when you're packing up, just check off what you have and ensure that you have everything before you leave. And so, yes. And so pretty much I think that is it. Pretty much what you need to do: organize, figure out what you want to do, who are you going to target, figure out your name, figure out what you know, basically, how are you delivered, per se. I don't know if I said that right, but if you were a package, how would you like to look, you know? And how would you feel that, you know, somebody would want this? How would it feel to get it? That's what I mean. Basically, turn yourself into the customer and feel how they would feel, okay? And so I think that's pretty much it. I think that'll be it for now. I think gradually, mainly, I'll have another video on the topic. So if you would like to see more on, you know, the do's and don'ts of a picnic business, you can comment below. Yes. You know, you can even put a thumbs up. So please don't forget to like and hit subscribe, okay? And share with your friends. I'm really trying out here. And so you can definitely follow me at Elegant Picnics by A on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you know, and Facebook. So you could definitely book if you're interested. So let's keep that in mind. So thank you and have a lovely day.